Welcome to the Militia Gaming community. I'm Trigger, and this video is the best 3 cars to buy after you lose your starter car in Need for Speed Unbound. Let's go! Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I know there's a lot of Unbound content, and I think I've said this in the last 3 videos, but YouTubers do not do enough thanking their audiences. So here's a big thanks to you for watching. Let's get into it. So I've finally figured out a solid method for testing cars without grinding for hours on end. If you'd like to see a video explaining my method, please let me know in the comments. Alright, this video should help you make a decision on which car to buy after Yaz steals your starter car. This purchase is an important one because it's likely the car you will take through the entire campaign. So it needs to be a good car right out of the box to help you earn better placement in races and thus netting you more money. The money is the standalone economy in this game, and it helps you with literally everything, such as unlocking better parts for your car. So with that said, I went ahead and tested all 11 cars on 2 separate races. I used Turntable and Riverwalk as my test courses, and I just made sure the runs were clean. The data is nice to see all in one place, so let me show you a couple of screenshots and then I'll give you my 3 recommendations based on that data, but also based on my experience with each car. This first data table shows the top 3 cars for the race Turntable. This race is a good test of the car's ability to corner. Whether it be grip or drift focus really doesn't matter because I ran each of these cars a couple of times and recorded the fastest times possible. So what you're looking at is green is first place, orange is second place, and red is third place. The first place car, the Boss Mustang, ran it in 1:27.39. Now, if we go to the results of the Riverwalk race, you'll notice the Boss Mustang is also in the top 3, snagging the second place spot. This means it is by far the best recommendation for both cornering and top speed. Now let me add some color to this picture. It performs really well because it seems to be easier to drift and gets a lot more burst NOS because of it. It felt very familiar to drive if you're coming from Need for Speed Heat, especially if you're using gas to drift. The Fairlady Z is by far the fastest car for top speed, and it really feels good to corner with as well. Its turntable time is only 1/10 of a second off third place, so I think it's also an obvious choice. The third recommendation according to the data is the Firebird. It ranks 3rd in the Riverwalk and 5th in the turntable. There are no other cars that rank higher as a combination of the 2 tests. You can see that with this data table. However, I just finished a playthrough with the Firebird and I can't say that I loved it. It was fine for the lower tier races, even the mid tier races, but was a pain in the butt for running from cops, especially if I crashed. It takes forever to start rolling when you hit the gas, it just spins the wheels. This is not an issue during the races though, because you do have the perfect start mechanic, so take that with a grain of salt. So I'm not really 100% sure the Firebird should be the 3rd car. Like I said, it works fine for the lower tier races, but I would maybe switch to something else once you get to the A+ tier. The 1965 Mustang felt similar to the Firebird, so be careful with that one as well. My favorite car to drive, because it just felt so natural coming from Need for Speed Heat, was actually the Eclipse GSX. It's an all-wheel drive car with plenty of grip, but would easily drift a corner if I told it to do so. It's not the fastest of the bunch, but I was able to win the Grand without fully leveling it up. I think it was somewhere in the S+ 368 range, whereas a fully leveled up version is somewhere around 400. And many of the AI racers had higher ratings than me. So to give you my official 1, 2, 3, I recommend the Boss Mustang first. It's an obvious choice, but if you're not a muscle car fan, go with number 2, the JDM Nissan Fairlady. And if you just don't like either of those options, take either the 1975 Mustang or the Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX. Alright, hopefully this has helped you out. Send me a DM if you have any questions. I do read every single message. Shout out to all the Heat 5 members of the channel. Thank you so much for supporting me. It means the world to me. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.